Good morning and welcome to the Public Infrastructure for June the 17th. First, I'm going to call the meeting to order. My name is Councilwoman Sylvia Ortiz. I represent District 3, and if my colleague would introduce herself.
Hi, I am Michelle Hofer. I am District 9 representative.
Okay. The chair is sick today and unable to make it today, so he called me early this morning to tell me he was sick, so we wish him well. Approval of the minutes for May the 20th.
I move they be approved.
I'll second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Passes 2-0. 3A, action item.
I will take this first item.
Thank you.
This is an amendment to the existing 2025 CIP and CIB to add an additional project, and this is going to provide for the relocation of the fiber that we have currently running through the zoo. Unfortunately, when that fiber was put in, there was not a lot of care given to the location of that. And it runs actually through an exhibit that has bears in it. In addition, it runs through about the center of the zoo, where we are currently planning on a multiple phase project for My World. And in fact, the first phase of it is directly in conflict with one of our main trunk lines. Given that, I approached the Gage Park Improvement Authority and asked if they would be willing to fund this project. At their last meeting, they went ahead and approved that. So the city will go ahead and initially advance the funds, and then we will seek reimbursement from the Gage Park Improvement Authority, so the impact to the city will be net sum of $0. And with that, I respectfully ask for approval of the committee for this project.
Okay, is there any questions?
I was at
Mike, please.
the authority meeting, so I've already heard all the questions there. And I'll move to approve it.
Okay. It's been moved. I'll second it and second it. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
2-0. Thank you. 3B.
Director Groen will take this.
Good morning. This is a capital improvement project exceeding $250,000. This is the historic Holiday Park Neighborhood Dreams 1 project, 601160.02. This project will consist of a mill and overlay with some full depth patching, curb and gutter, sidewalk replacements. There'll also be some stormwater improvements as part of this project, which will be funded under 501107.04 Stormwater Conveyance System Rehabilitation Program. We're looking for the committee's support to proceed with this project, to bring it to the governing body at a later date. Our targeted construction date for this project is to start yet this year.
That's great. Okay. I'll make a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor, is there any questions?
I'm just going to ask one. At what point will there be a neighborhood meeting to let everybody know what's happening in the time frame?
Ma'am, once we have this project contractor selected, we will have an additional public meeting to let the neighborhood know what the sequencing will be.
Okay.
And just to clarify, this project is directly coming out of the Dreams process. So it was actually requested by the neighborhood, approved by the CAC. So there has been a tremendous amount of neighborhood input in this project already to date. But as Steve indicated, once we have the contractor, we always have a public meeting prior to, so that we can get everyone lined out as to what we're going to be doing, when and where.
And that is great that they have the NIA support, but it is great to have the public support as well, because they will come back and ask that. There's a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
2-0. Okay.
Director Davis will take this the next two items.
Director Davis, I'll be glad when you get married so I quit getting all your emails. Well, I guess that won't change your
It
first name.
won't change my first name.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning.
First up, Utilities is coming before the committee to seek approval for, again, a project that is ready for construction and whose total project budget exceeds $250,000. This first project is the Montara Northway Waterline Replacement Project. This project will be replacing approximately 12,000 linear feet of between 4 and 12-inch piping along Montara Northway, down around Southwest Fieldwood Drive, Windsong Drive, from Windsong Drive east over to Wildwood Lane. So we're excited to get into the Montara neighborhood and replace some of the dated and some water line that's had a lot of problems over the years. So we have a high consequence of failure out here, and again, are excited to spend probably a couple of years of construction. This project is complete with design, is out for bid, closing on July 8th. So that's why we're in front of you seeking approval of the construction.
Are there any questions? Are there any comments?
I move for approval.
So, it's been moved, I'll second it for sake of discussion. Sylvia, so the design is just this 2025 and then construction is 26 and 27, or?
No, design is complete. When we get a contractor hired, they will start sourcing materials. So it will really be dependent on when they get some of those materials that have long lead times, some of the valves and brass material. We hope that construction will start at the end of this year, but it might not be until early 26, depending on when they can get the materials.
Okay, and that was going to be my next question. Okay. It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Passes 2-0. 3D.
All right, next, we have a request for another project, capital improvement project exceeding $250,000. This project is a request to replace the boiler system at the North Topeka Wastewater Treatment Plant. That boiler system is extremely outdated, and we are going to be proposing to replace the existing heat pump and templifier with two much more efficient boilers that will help us continue on with the process. We've spent a great deal of time over the last many years doing maintenance on the existing boiler system, and staff do not believe that it is going to make it another year. So we would like to get this done in preparation for winter.
So yet this year.
Yes.
Are there any questions?
Is it going to be a problem with the lead time?
No, not for this boiler. Design has been complete, and once we bid this out, we should be able to construct and get it wrapped up before winter hits.
Okay.
Motion to approve.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Passes 2-0. Thank you, Director
Thank you.
Davis. 3E.
Director Groen will take the next two items, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Well, these next two items are related. They're to increase funding for the current Summerfield project. First, we're looking to amend the 2023 to 2025 capital improvement budget, and then also the 2023 to 2032 capital improvement project to provide additional funding for the 2023 pavement management rehabilitation and reconstruction program, project number 841091.02. We are in the middle of the Summerfield neighborhood project, which included a lot of storm sewer work, and now we're getting the pavement. There were a lot of areas of pavement that were in good condition at the start of the project, but with only one ingress and egress location, all the heavy truck traffic over the course of the past several months of the project have caused a lot of additional areas of asphalt to be severely damaged, which before we get in there and start doing our overlay, we're looking for additional funding, which will be the next item to do the necessary pavement repairs. To be able to do that, we need to amend our CIB and our CIP to pay for it to increase funding for the 2023 program.
And this will be done this year, correct?
Correct, the project is ongoing.
Oh, it's ongoing, I'm sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
So the only thing we're changing on this first resolution basically is to add money for Summerfield.
Correct, we're amending.
Everything else stays the same.
Correct.
Okay.
Are there any questions?
How much is Summerfield's cost going up?
Approximately, we're going to go for, we're asking for an additional $750,000.
Okay, and has that been bid yet, or is that?
Yeah, it's an ongoing project.
No, I mean
Oh.
the additional.
They would have to, upon approval by
change order?
the, yeah, but upon approval by the committee and then by the governing body, we would process the change order to do this additional work.
So we already have line item prices for all of the work. It's just a matter of increasing quantities once we get approval to exceed the existing project budget.
Okay.
We can't proceed without permission.
Well, you can, but you'd probably be in trouble.
Right, I'd prefer to stay on your good graces, ma'am.
I would prefer that too. Okay, are there any more questions? If not,
I'll move for approval.
second? It's been moved and seconded, all's in favor?
Aye.
2-0.
And our last one is the companion to the one you just approved, that is to actually approve rescind the original resolution number 9544 for the project and approve the additional funding for this to do the additional bituminous repairs.
Okay.
Are there any questions?
No, I'll move for approval.
Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, 2-0. Thank you. Okay. Next on our agenda is other items. Is there anything else that needs to be brought to the attention of the public infrastructure? City manager.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just wanted to let the committee know, one of the items that we are tracking are Topeka Metropolitan Transit Authority's changes to their MOD program. They've been having some public meetings to adjust some of the service areas as well as some of the costs that users will be having to incur. We've reached out to TMTA, and they will provide updates to the council on July 1st when they are there to talk about the revenue neutral rate. We just wanted to make sure that the committee was aware of this and let you know that we are tracking this item.
I appreciate that. Is the July 1st, is that before or after their vote to change?
So I believe that their vote to change is on June 23rd.
Okay. Do you know the boundaries of what they're going to change? Have they sent us any of that?
So there's some information out there that we can share with the council and with the committee. But as I understand, roughly a quarter of the area is going to be removed from the service area.
Can you get that for me?
Yes, ma'am.
'Cause that really impacts my area,
Yes, ma'am.
and David's area.
Yes, ma'am.
And I would like to know because I'm trying to get them to come over the highway and they'd have more riders. So if you can get that information, actually, I was gonna ask Tanya to look into that. That would be great.
Yes, ma'am.
And I will be talking to them myself. Do you have anything else, sir?
No, Madam Chair.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. Appreciate that. Hope our listeners will get out and voice their opinion on that mod service. It's nifty, but we've got to put it where the people need it, not have it where the people can't use it. Okay. Is there anything else before the committee? I do want to say, I don't like that podium there because I can't see my boys in the back, but I do want to say thank Tony Trowler and his team, the Trower team. They've been very instrumental in getting some property that's waist high and down in a timely manner. And thank you, Braxton, for initiating that. Okay, the chair, David Banks, has added in here public comment. And do we have anybody to speak? Okay, we have one person who gets 4 minutes. And if you'll start the timer. Thank you, Mr. McClure.
Hey, thank you for the opportunity to be here. I hope Mr. Banks has a speedy recovery and is not under the weather for too long. Thank you for the opportunity to have public comment at the infrastructure meeting. I appreciate you. The other night, I heard the most wisdom ever from Neil Dobler about, hey, if it's a bad idea, it's a bad idea. And one of the things I hear from people and real estate investors, landlords, developers, speculators about that ready to serve being a bad idea. And that is a bad idea. But what's the worst idea is we really need to figure out how to go back to the days of Jack Alexander when he ran our water department. And I think at the time his title might have been Water Commissioner. But I'm here just standing is that we need to change some of the bad ideas that have been around for so long. You know, the last thing they say that a church, the last comments of a church as it closes, well, that's the way we've always done it. So I just hope in the future people would consider our citizens committee that is state law to have, that I was really disappointed that Brenda Dietrich brought Senate Bill 104 forward so quick that made it optional that the county have it, when there's been so many people down at the county trying to make it a requirement that we follow we follow in the steps of Wyandotte County, where Wyandotte County used it as a litmus test to figure out whether to consolidate the government, but it doesn't require that you consolidate. But what it does, it brings all the people in the community forward, and then citizens right behind all the key players for the Citizens Commission. If I said Citizens Committee, I stand corrected. But changing how we do things in our community, I just think that we're getting to the point, well, that's just the way we've always done things, and we're going to go down the tubes. But it's our government. It's the people's government. You guys hear from your constituents because you're our only outlet. I was shocked that my friend John Akala took me down to the revisor's office to create the Homestead Act of 2025, where the day you buy your house, that's what it's appraised at until the day you sell your house. But other than that's the only way we can cut property taxes down. And the only way we're going to cut taxes down is to either get more properties on the tax roll or nip expenses. But if we could just go back to the days of Jack Alexander and how he ran the water department, it's just a matter of efficiencies. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Nick, was there anybody online? No? Okay. No? Okay. All right. Thank you. Our next meeting will be July the 15th, right here. And I'd like to thank the extremely hardworking infrastructure team. Have a good day. Thank you.